Hi, I'm Shelly Henderson. Welcome to our Westover series. We are here with my friend and resident Ann McAdams. Thank you for coming and being with me.
You're welcome.
Tell us how long you have lived at Westover.
I've lived here for 5.5 years.
And where was
Wonderful.
home before here? You from here?
I'm from Hamilton. I've lived here all my life, and I lived in a large home on South D Street. I raised my children there, and my family had lived there before me. It had 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms and a big yard. It was wonderful. The years the children were
Big
growing
house.
up, but then it was a little larger than I wanted or needed. But it was wonderful, and I love living in Hamilton. It's wonderful.
How do your children or your family feel when you said, I'm moving, I'm leaving this big house?
They understood. Well, my daughter was upset. She didn't really wanted to see the house leave. She didn't want me to leave the house. I think she now is the happiest of all that I am so happy here and settled. My children are all totally relieved and delighted that I am as happy as I am here, and they're happy, and they love it here. They think it's the greatest place in the world, as I do.
What made you choose it's time to move?
I had been working full time, and I retired. And when I retired, the first year I just sort of enjoyed. The second year I thought, I don't want to spend my retirement taking care of a house and a yard. I want to enjoy retirement. And I looked at one condominium unit, and I thought, no, there are still things you have to do at a condominium. So I thought, I think I'll look at Westover. And I've known Westover my entire life. My mother was here for 5 years and had been on the board when they established Westover. And my aunt had lived here for 15 years, so I knew Westover. But I did not know these wonderful little houses where I live now, these detached homes, which are absolutely wonderful. I have
So,
a fantastic house.
to be fair, I got to help you move in.
That's right.
We looked at Berkeley.
We did.
And we looked at Westover.
We
and I
did.
love them like two different children. But for people that haven't ever been here before, they've found us on the internet. What's special about Westover?
It's
Why
like-
Westover?
Because it's like home. It's small, and it's just like home. Berkeley is wonderful in many, many ways, but Westover's home.
Yeah.
To me, it just, the minute I walked in here, I felt I was home.
Yeah.
And it is home.
Yeah.
And it truly, this is my home, and it has been since I moved in.
agree with you.
I
I agree
love
with
it. I
you.
just love it.
Well, and Westover is where it all started. You know that it is the original community here.
know.
Well, after she donated her home here, this is kind of our roots and how we learned to grow a Jamestown, grow community
Right.
first, grow all the companies now that are here. This is kind of the queen. If I said earlier, if we had a fleet, that's kind of, this is the queen of it. Westover is. All right, let's talk about you personally. Ready?
Sure.
What do you do for fun in your spare time?
In my spare time, for the past 50 years or so, any spare time I have, I walk. I walk and I walk. I've walked forever. When I was working, I walked downtown. When I lived on D Street, I walked out around the golf course. Now that I'm here, I walk to Milliken Woods
Oh my
every
gosh.
day, about an hour and a half, or hour 15 minutes, an hour and a half. And it's spectacular. Having Milliken Woods as my backyard is just heavenly for me.
You remind me of
I
my friend
absolutely love
Peggy
it.
Bangy does this every day, all
Oh,
over
yeah.
town, all
Yeah,
over
yeah,
town,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
all she talks about is walking.
Yeah,
So.
well, I have walked, and people, when I was working downtown, and people would see my children, oh, your mother's the woman who walks. And they would say, yeah, I'm the lady who walks,
Yeah.
and I do. And I also read. I probably, if I'm not walking, I'm reading. So that's what I do.
So, speaking of fun and the fun factor,
Right.
programs, activities, trips and travel prior to maybe COVID-19.
Right.
Is there something that says, I really loved doing
Yes.
something here?
I
Tell me.
really love yoga. I love yoga. And they're doing that now just once a week now. But the yoga I love. That's the one class I love. And trips and travel. Nancy thinks up the greatest trips, and we go all kinds of fun places. And well, the people, Nancy with the trips and travel, and all the instructors here. I've not been fortunate enough to have a class with Jonathan, but he's fantastic. I have Hillary for yoga. She's fantastic. I mean,
Sweet
you
girl.
can't get better instructors or nicer people. And that's the other thing about Westover. The staff is unbelievable. They are the most caring people. If you have, that's right, you don't have a problem. If you have a problem, you pick up the phone and you say, well, I need, and it's taken care of. It's just,
That's so true.
it's phenomenal.
It's like your extended family in a way.
It is my extended family, yeah.
I know I feel that way as an employee, just working here. Like, I can text Katie at night and say, "Guess what happened? Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
And it's like your sister.
That's right.
But, I mean,
That's
not.
right.
I will say that it's not just with our residents, but working here as a team, it really is a family.
And then you become very, very close to the other residents. I mean, I have some of my closest friends I didn't know until I moved here.
Yeah?
And now they are, yeah,
Yeah.
my closest
Tell me
friends.
about your neighbors.
I have spectacular neighbors, really, really fine people. They're fun. We get along very well. And they're there for me if I need them, and I'm there for them if they need me.
Is there a special moment that stands out to you in your time here that you would want to share? Remember, people have never been here before that might be watching this. Is there a special trip, a special friend, a special story?
Well, I do. I have a special friend that I met when I first moved in here. We were in a class together, and she said, well, they have a buffet here, which we did. We had a buffet once a month. And I said, oh, that sounds, excuse me, wonderful. I'd love to do that. And then later she said about the buffet. I said, well, I was just going to go alone. She said, no, we'll go together. So we went to the buffet together, and we went to the buffet together every buffet from then on.
Aww.
And we have become best friends. She
I
lives
love
she lives
that.
inside. But that was one of the special moments, and it's something I've never forgotten.
I love that story. I love that story. So I got all Barbara Walters prepared, and my last question was, in one word, describe this place.
Home.
And
It's
you
home.
already said it.
It's
So
home.
that's so great. Thank you so much.
Well, you're
And,
very welcome. I
stay
enjoyed
tuned
it.
for more Westover video clips.